All right, guys, next up, let's talk UConn, San Diego State, a rematch of last year's national championship. But with that being said, these are not the same two teams. All right, they are a little different. UConn coming in as the number 1 overall seed, 33-3. San Diego State coming in as the 5 seed, 26-10. UConn's path to get here, all right, they had a win over Northwestern in the second round. Northwestern a little banged up, but still had Boo Buie, which is a really good player. So UConn, really good win there. As for San Diego State, struggled in the first round against UAB, and then really pretty dominant win against Yale. That game was never in question at all. So let's get into it a little bit. All right, San Diego State, led by Ledee, obviously that is their player, and it's pretty much him. Like, that's their player. As for UConn, you've got Newton, you've got Klingon. Let's look at San Diego State's schedule a little bit here. Focusing on tournament teams. Non-conference-wise, you got lost to BYU. You've got a 25-point win over St. Mary's. That's a pretty impressive win to me. You've got a loss to Grand Canyon, which got dipped by Alabama this past round. You've got a 10-point win over Gonzaga. Gonzaga's still in the tournament, so that's a really good win. And then you've got wins and losses against pretty much all the tournament teams from the Mountain West, which are all gone now besides San Diego State per usual. Then looking at UConn's schedule, all right, pretty tough resume, pretty tough schedule. I've got a win over Texas. You've got a single-digit loss to Kansas. Now, that was when Kansas was full strength, not near the Kansas that was in the tournament. 11-point win over North Carolina, still in the tournament. 13-point win over Gonzaga, still in the tournament. Win over Creighton, still in the tournament. Win over Marquette, still in the tournament. All right, then losses to Seton Hall, like I said, Kansas, and then Creighton. So they've beaten a lot of these tournament teams that are still in there, talking about UConn. Looking at the spread, all right, looks like UConn is favored by 9.5 here. Matchup predictor, UConn's being picked 86% of the time. All right, so like I said, these are not exactly the same two teams from last year. All right, both lost a lot of pieces. All right, San Diego State, like for example, Johnson starting for Arizona. All right, he transferred from San Diego State. UConn, all right, we know they lost a bunch of pieces as well to the NBA draft in particular, but they have reloaded. All right, Klingon is pretty dominant this year, and like I said, Newton's doing really good as well. As for San Diego State, you've got Ledee. All right, he's really impressive, but they don't have a lot besides that. All right, now they do have a couple impressive wins, like I said, St. Mary's, Gonzaga, but obviously we see now the Mountain West really wasn't that good, all right, per usual. And again, I don't think this San Diego State team is as good as last year. As for UConn, they've been pretty freaking dominant all year, let's be real. So I think 9.5 is pretty generous. Give me UConn here. In this game, I think they're just too much. I think they can shut down Ledee. Klingon can make it to where that's a non-existent. You know, I mean, he can swat everything out of there probably. Now, if somehow Ledee can get Klingon in foul trouble, we may have a game, but I don't think that's going to happen. So I think give me UConn here, and it's going to make, I would say this game's probably going to make the Northwestern game look close. I might be wrong, but I think Northwestern played with UConn better than San Diego State's probably going to. So give me UConn here, definitely more than 9.5. Probably closer to 15 to 20 points. So give me UConn. But who do you think wins this game and why? Let me know down in the comment section. Make sure to like this video and subscribe.